Today you're going to learn and practice new vocabulary and phrases that you might need if you have to visit a chemist in the UK. This will help you feel more confident that you'll be understood and understand what's being said to you. First, you'll listen to a conversation between a tourist in London and a chemist. To get the most benefit, don't take any notes. Just listen to the natural rhythm of English. After the conversation, we'll go through it all in detail, explaining what all the words, phrases mean, as well as their correct pronunciation. And finally, it'll be your turn to visit the chemist and take part in that conversation. Hi, I'm Steve. Let's do this. Hi, how can I help you today?
I'm visiting London and my foot is killing me.
Take a seat and let's have a butcher's.
It's my left heel.
Oh, that looks like a nasty blister. You'll need to put a plaster on it and then rest.
How long before I can get back to tramping around London?
I'm sure that after a day's rest, your foot will be on the mend.
Okay, fair enough. Thanks for your advice.
Okay, let's look at that conversation in detail. What was said and the way it was said. The chemist started off with a nice friendly greeting. Hi, how can I help you today? Then the tourist said,
I'm visiting London and I've overdone the sightseeing. My foot is killing me.
To overdo something means to do something more than you should. For example, if you overdo drinking coffee, you might not be able to sleep. Notice the ER in overdo is pronounced like a schwa, which is that little sound that's so common in English. Overdo. Overdo. You try. Overdo. They also use the word sightseeing, and sightseeing is just visiting attractions like museums, castles, places like that. They also said their foot was killing them. This is a really common expression in English, and it just means it's really hurting. If you've been walking for a long distance all day, you might come home and say, "My feet are killing me." The chemist then said, take a seat and let's have a butcher's. Take a seat is an everyday expression that's used to mean sit. Notice the a is pronounced as a schwa, it almost always is. So it's take a, and the k, the k sound, at the end of take joins into it, so it becomes taker. Take a seat. You try. Take a seat. The chemist also used the expression to have a butcher's, and this means to have a look at something. And it's really interesting where this expression came from, to have a butcher's, meaning to have a look. If you know, write it in the comments. And if no one gets the right answer, I'll write a comment about it. The tourist replied,
It's my left heel.
The heel is this part of the foot. And notice also the tourist joined its and my together. The letter S on the end of any English word acts like a magnet and pulls the word following it in. Look at this sentence. It's my drink. Can you hear the S is acting like a magnet and pulling the my in towards it? It's my drink. You try. Now, having taken a butcher's, or a look, the chemist said, oh, that looks like a nasty blister. You'll need to put a plaster on it and then rest. To look nasty means to appear unpleasant or painful, and that blister did. Again, notice the S on the end of looks. Acts like a magnet and pulls the word like into it. So it's looks like, not looks like, looks like. You try. The tourist said,
How long before I can get back to tramping around London?
to tramp around is another way of saying to walk for a long time. You might tramp around the shops, or in this case, the tourist tramped around sightseeing. Now the A at the front of around is pronounced with a schwa sound, the So it's not a round, it's around. And because the schwa sound is a vowel sound, we can move the P, the P from the end of tramp, to the front of it. So it's not tramp around, it's tramp around. You try, tramp around. The chemist reassured the tourist by saying, I'm sure that after a day's rest, your foot'll be on the mend. On the mend means to start to feel better, to start to heal. And the tourist replied,
Okay, fair enough. Thanks for your advice.
Okay, fair enough is a great English phrase. It's used when someone says something to you that you don't really want to hear, but you also don't want to argue with the person who said it. So here, the tourist really didn't want to hear that he would have to rest his foot for a whole day, but also he didn't want to argue with the chemist because he knew he was right. Okay, fair enough. Also notice how fair enough is pronounced. We join that R sound from the end of fair into the vowel sound at the start of enough, so it becomes fair enough. Not fair enough, fair enough. You try, fair enough. Okay, now it's your turn to be a tourist in London visiting a chemist. All the words will appear on the screen as you need them. Remember to try and sound as natural as you can. Hi, how can I help you today? Take a seat and let's have a butcher's. Oh, that looks like a nasty blister. You'll need to put a plaster on it and then rest. I'm sure that after a day's rest, your foot'll be on the mend. More videos are coming out all the time on this channel, so don't miss out. Click on the bus and subscribe, and then click this link for another lesson to help you improve your English. See you next time.